Here we go into 6655 Bell Tower Court, number 5. Hello, hello, anybody home? Okay, so living room area. Let me just see if I can find some lights here. That's going to help us quite a lot. Okay, that's good. So it looks like we have some. Well, you know, it does not look like LVP. This looks like engineered hardwood. It might be LVP, and if they did, they got a nice one. I really like this, actually. Nice screened porch, although it looks like it might be shared with another unit. I can't really tell very well. I guess we can take a look out there and see. Okay, it's locked. So let's just get it unlocked here and take a look straight out the back. Okay, so I don't think it actually shares with anybody. I think you just have a nice little screen porch that looks out over the green space in the middle of these units. And had to catch the door there before it swung closed and it locked me in here. A little light on the wall there, you know, it needs a shade, but that's okay. This is not a new unit, it's an older unit, but you know, like I said, I do appreciate the way that they put these floors in. Ceiling fan attached to an outlet via the external wiring setup that you can see there. And, you know, that's okay if you need a ceiling fan in your room. And really, you know, that's going to add some cooling so you don't have to use the AC. It's funny how they did this, though. Rather than putting it in the interior wall, if you own a condo, you should be able to actually run wire in your own walls. Most condominiums you own from the outside wall into the house. You don't actually own like the roof or anything. You don't have to deal with that. So anyway, well, we're just going to go ahead and, well, let's hit the kitchen. Let's hit the kitchen. And it looks like I have to put my business card down here. So we'll do that on this little glass table. And I'm dropping things. There's my card. This is the container for the key box. Holds the key. Okay, so this must be the dining room area with a little pendulum chandelier-ish light. I see some kind of a closet. Looks like maybe they put this in themselves to wall off something. So okay, so they just made it like a little storage. They just built this little wall and they put a curtain for cleaning supplies and whatnot. So this is not something that is a permanent feature. You could just cut this or pull this right out. Looks like the floor goes underneath it. I don't see any reason why you wouldn't be able to just remove that. There's just a few screws or nails in the wall holding it on there. A few screws or nails were in the wall there for a long time. So into the kitchen where we've got some tile floors and wow, what do they call that kind of a ceiling where it goes up? Anyway, you can see how they've raised the ceiling up in part of it, or maybe they lowered the ceiling in part of it, because this is the correct ceiling height over here. Then it drops to this low thing, and then it goes back to regular ceiling height, maybe to make an interesting thing. But I just hate low ceilings. And so anytime I see somebody drop a ceiling, it always makes me wonder, why the heck would they do that? But it's okay, you know, because the main part of the kitchen is underneath this square space, it doesn't actually feel too bad. All right, so countertops are very interesting with some kind of a texture on them. I think they painted them and coated them with some kind of an epoxy resin to seal that in. This is kind of a sparkly colored top, probably over the top of a Formica countertop. That's kind of what it looks like here when I look at this edge. Sink is a standard sink. This faucet is very similar to the one I have in my house. And although it looks like it needs to be tightened up, that should actually not move it should move at this joint here, not at the bottom. With a side sprayer, but does this have a sprayer? Well, it looks like it does, but it doesn't disconnect. Oh, there, yeah. Okay, so it does have a sprayer. It just is in there tight. So you've got actually two sprayers. When that happens, then this really should be like for a soap dispenser or something, but that's all good. Okay, cabinets look all right. Either freshly painted or doors, something done with the doors. Nickel knobs. These are not wood. They're a plastic coating on the outside. The thing about these is if they get hot or they get wet, they will bubble on the edge like this. Sometimes, especially if it's on a lower cabinet or a drawer, you can have a bubbling up where the plastic, this actually would like peel off, and then you'd have to replace that drawer. They put a nice backsplash on there. This is a cute little kitchen. I really like actually what they did as far as the coating on the countertop. Don't see things like that very often, where a homeowner actually, is that creative. They didn't get the backsplash perfect. There is some places where it's not quite lined up, but that's okay. Really do think the kitchen was well put together, especially for the size. Okay, so we saw the appliances. The tile floor looks nice. It feels solid. We're on a slab here, so that's good. The space outside of the kitchen is roomy. I feel like, it's not too enclosed. Ceiling height is okay. And, I know this is not a big unit, but maybe that's going to work out for you guys. So we're coming up here into the hallway. And right across, this is probably where the furnace is, I'd say. Okay, there's the water heater and the furnace both. So what you have is, this is like a 30-gallon water heater or something like that. It's not huge. I might even consider, with a water heater like this, and considering okay, so there's a term for this, but it's not polite, so I'm not going to say it. But yeah, it's a fustercluck. That's what it is. I do not know what goes where here. I was going to say, you might think about taking this little can out and putting in a tankless, because really, this is the kind of space that would really benefit from a tankless water heater. But gosh, you're definitely going to have somebody that's got an engineering degree or something to take a look at this to see what goes where. Because, who knows? That is just a crazy amount of CPVC coming into this closet. Yeah. And you don't want to get it wrong either, because who knows how many units this actually supports. I mean, the water heater doesn't, but the plumbing, that's what I'm talking about. You have to be careful here. Okay, there should be a cover on that of some sort. Cover's missing, but as long as the filter's in place, that shouldn't be a problem. Okay, so the floor transitions from this dark LVP or whatever this is to a lighter floor. Now this is definitely LVP. I've seen this before. It's nice though. It's a good quality. And what we're doing is we're heading into the bedroom that is on the left. So we're going to have a look in these closets just real quick to get an idea of how big they are. So it's pretty full, but looks like the closet is about 8 feet long with a shelf and, a place to hang. And I can't really tell what's down there too well. But I feel like, it's about 24 inches deep. So it's a decent sized closet. It's not tiny. And then across, you have another, and it's probably the same thing. So let's see. Yep. The bar. Yep. It's about 8 feet, wall to wall, and about 24 inches deep. Looking back there in the little cubby or the hole over the top of that box, just to get an idea. Okay. So we're in the main bedroom area here. Hardwood floors. Another closet. This is going to be, where the mirror doors are. Nice industrial style 5-blade ceiling fan. Probably has a remote. I bet that's it right there. Okay, so the room is maybe 16 by 14. That's just my guess. Yeah, I'm usually pretty good at guessing. I'm gonna get a light on here. Well, I didn't turn on the light. Okay, so we won't worry about the light. Maybe we'll get one in the. This is the master, so we're gonna get one in the ensuite. So that's before we go into the ensuite. Let's just take a look at this final closet. Okay, so this is the final closet, and it's dark back in there, but this is actually a bigger closet. I'd say this is 12 feet from that back wall to this one, and it's also about 24 inches deep. So this is a really nice big closet. Now the only thing is you don't have shelving for the whole thing. So you could run that in here if you wanted. There's a lot of space to put more shelves or whatnot. And that's in the big closet with the mirror doors. So the doors themselves, that's 72 inches along the bottom there, would be my guess. The width of this about 72 inches. And up to the top of the door is about pretty close to 80 inches up to this point here in height. Okay, so let's look at the flooring now. We've got some kind of sparkly thing happening on the floors. And I don't know if that's something that's an add-on or what exactly. It feels solid, but it looks like it's a poured epoxy over the top of this. That's what it appears. I see places where there was grout at one time. So I would have to say that they did the same thing on this bathroom floor that they did on the countertops in the kitchen. They put some sparkle dust down and some color, and then they put an epoxy clear coat over the top of it. Now, this is really durable. I've used this product, or a product like this, not the sparkly, but the clear acrylic, many times on flooring to give them a more permanent, solid appearance and durability. So I actually like that. The bathroom has a large walk-in shower with a hand bar, in case you're sliding around a little bit. Glass doors, which is nice. I appreciate that instead of a curtain. Saves on problems with your floor. Small toilet. This one has a cushion seat. The vanity is, I'd say, a 48-inch vanity with a double door. And it's an all one-piece top that includes the sink. The faucet is, not a bad faucet. Then you have a little side medicine cabinet with a mirror and a 4-light vanity bar. Now the ceiling in here is low. So I'd say probably we're at about maybe 80 inches. Close to the same height, strangely, as that is. Now I don't know why the ceiling is so low here. It doesn't make sense, but for some reason they made the ceiling low in this room just to give it a more cozy feeling, I guess. To me, it's more claustrophobic. Big, nice picture mirror over the top of the vanity, and it's cut to the right size, so it kind of fits. You can tell that this has been here a while because these mirrors from steam and whatnot do end up getting a little chunky around the edges. That's a normal function or a normal part of the life of a mirror, sheet mirror like this, where the humidity or whatever causes some flaking of the coating on the back of the glass that actually makes the mirror. So, you could replace it if you wanted. Up to you if you decided you like this. And anyway, so these tops, this is also an acrylic top, very durable, never gonna break, you won't have any problem with it ever, hard to scratch it or anything, really stands the test of time. So that's nice. Okay, so let's see here. You do have a big window. What do you see when you look out this window? The parking lot. Okay, well that's good. I guess there's a reason for those curtains. Okay, so let's move on and get this last bedroom on the other side. Now we're transitioning here. Also, there's not a transition strip. There should be something to cover that seam, because the seam, being exposed like this, is at risk of being damaged. You could damage the edges of your floors where those two floors meet right here. There should be some kind of a transition. I can actually feel the transition with my foot. That means they're not glued together, and there should be some kind of a transition there. They would call a T-bar or a flat bar across the top from one side to the other to protect that, so that it's not risk of being damaged. Okay, so let's see. Let's look in this restroom here. So we got the same sparkle floor. So whoever's done this has really spent a lot of time and effort to update the floors and whatnot with their epoxy material and whatnot. It's kind of interesting. The sparkles on the floor. The floor looks fine. It's a good color, and I don't really mind the sparkles too much. I like the fact that they put down that acrylic or whatever epoxy coating, because this floor is never going to move. Now the problem is, if you ever decided you wanted to take the tile out here, it's going to be a whole lot harder for whoever's going to do the work. Now you've got a little vanity. This is a 36-inch vanity in this one. Not as big as the other one, but you still also have the picture mirror over the top. Hi! And 4 light bar with the little medicine cabinet mirror. Toilet, same kind of toilet, cushion seat, just like the last time. This looks like a porcelain tub with a tile, subway tile surround. And it looks clean and nice, and it goes all the way to the ceiling. And once again, we've got a low ceiling in this room. And why they do this, I just don't know. It makes no sense that you would put a drop ceiling for the whole room. There's no reason for it. It's just extra material, and actually makes the room less comfortable to stand in. Now the hallway also is this low hallway, so maybe there's something going on over the bathroom and the hallway that would cause that to be something they need to do. Anyway, we're going into bedroom number 2 here, and bedroom number 2 has the same kind of floors as bedroom number 1. You can see over there, and look here. Okay, so the hallway, I'd almost say what would be good is if this dark wood in this hallway was pulled up, and the other lighter colored LVP or whatever this is would be put down in its place to give some continuity, and then a transition there in that doorway. But that's just me. Also, as the other transition, there is no protection for that joint between the two. It's nice and clean. It's a nice clean joint. Whoever installed did a nice job, but there should be a T-bar or a flat bar there to cover that, to protect that edge from damage. Actually, looking at this, this is a different floor. It's light, but it's a different floor. Look you can see the color of the wood here and the knotty features of that. Now, then we go over here. You have some, but look it's this is more of an ash color rather than that dark pine that I'm seeing in the other room. So these are all 3 different floors, and that's the reason why the hallway transition is fine, I guess. Okay, so here's some noise. So this has the double glass French doors that go out to the screen porch where we were at. And I think that's probably just storage, but I don't have access to that for you guys. We can find out more about that storage if you like. Then we've got another double door closet here. This closet appears on the outside to be about maybe 72 inches from end to end, but inside usually it's a little bit bigger. We'll just push this out of the way here and look both ways. So yeah, so I'd say maybe it's closer to 8 feet from the interior wall to the other interior wall, and also maybe about 24 inches deep. So about the same. They've added a shelf, painted wood, and you still have the metal wire shelf up above that runs the full length of the closet, a place to hang your clothes or whatever you'd like. obviously you're going to get a lot of light in with the French doors here, and the view out of this bedroom is much better than out of the other. It looks out over the courtyard area. The room is, you know, about the same in size. I'd say 14 by 14, and ceiling height is fine in the bedroom. I'm really happy with that. I just wish they were, you know, using the same ceiling heights everywhere. But it is interesting to me that you've got 1, 2, 3 different kinds of floors here in this house. 4 if you count what you see in the bathroom and the kitchen. Let's have a look at the electric panel, which is on the wall right here. Okay, so this is a CH panel, and this is just fine. No problem. Let's see how it's marked. Okay, so unfortunately, it's not really marked. There's no real explanation of what any of the breakers are for. What I really like is when, you know, instead of saying number 1, there's something here that says what this is for. And instead of saying 3, what is this for? And instead of 5, what is this 5 for? I can't tell if I do this, you know, what's going to happen. If this circuit blows, what's going out? So there should be labels that explain that. And this is really helpful because let's say your microwave oven goes out, and you know the microwave oven is on a 20 amp circuit. You might be able to find it, but sometimes when these blow, they just go over a smidge and you can't really tell. Then you start switching the 20s to try to figure it out. If it was marked microwave, like this one is marked garbage disposal, if it was marked microwave, you would know if the microwave stopped working that you'd have to reset this one. So these should all be marked, not just the one. There's some WDO information here, not really helpful because it's old. And yeah, a couple of different ones. So we've got wood destroying organism inspection forms inside the electric panel, which is in the hallway. We got a Honeywell meter, digital. That's good. You know, this is not super fancy, but it does a nice job. This is actually the one that I have in my house, so very similar to it. Okay, so I'm going to hit the light here. And just one quick look out the French doors from the living room. Lots and lots of light comes in from that side off to your screen porch. There's probably this is a coat closet, but you know, we should probably take a look at this because I don't think we did. Yeah, okay, so I'm right. This is a coat closet. As you can see, it's full of coats. Okay, so you do have a little bit more storage space than I was thinking. And that, you know, I think you could probably do a better job of finding a place to put your brooms and mops. Maybe that coat closet. I just want to take this out, you know, or you can leave it like that and keep things stored behind there. It's up to you, of course. And there's our lovely kitchen with our very interesting kitchen countertops. And that's that. Oh, you know, I wonder if the ceilings are down for HVAC reasons, because I do notice that the places where the air is coming into the room are on the walls and not on the ceilings. I bet you that's the case. I bet all of the ventilation is running through the ceilings here in these lower parts. That would explain it. I'm just going to use that as an excuse. All right. You know, if you have any questions about this place, just give me a call and or shoot me a text or an email. We're going to escape now, and I hope the video was helpful to you. This is 6655 Bell Tower Court, unit number 5, and this is J. Frederick Smith signing off. Have a good one.